Going on, everybody? I can see it in the window. That's hilarious.
Great. You want me to move?
How you guys doing? I see you guys joined in already, and you're already making some questions here and talking in the chat, so that's great. Sorry I was 2 minutes late. Tell your friends and family that we're going live. We've always had a lot of people asking what's been going on, why the change, and what's happening next year. So I figured do it pretty soon, and why it's fresh in everybody's minds. And we got time before football starts tonight. Figured it was a good time to do it. So it was a little bit last minute, but Jill works the next couple days, and I usually got to get dinner prepared and stuff like that. So thought tonight was a good night. But what's up, Uncle Rod? How are you? Tristan, it was good to meet you at World Finals also. Are you going to Lucas Oil Speedway for the Hockett McMillan Memorial? No, I won't be there. It's an ASCS race, I believe, and typically wherever the World of Outlaws are, that's where I'll be. TFAB, Tony, I had a lot of fun with you too. Hopefully we could stay in touch. If you ever come to Florida, let me know. We'll go to the drag strip and have some fun. So plan on being friends with you still along the ride. Riot Drive says, I hope he says full-time in the NASCAR truck series next year. So many of my loyal dirt fans do not want me to race NASCAR. But right now it looks like I'm going to be in a sprint car, but we'll talk about that as we get going here. Garrett, thank you for the props. Appreciate it. Oh, wow, we got a lot, guys. How's everybody doing? Hello. So many people have commented. So, Lucas, what's up, buddy? Cole, how are you, bud? Stoiber, what's up? Shout out to High Performance Lubricants. All you guys do for me. You guys are awesome. Are you going to do any more Silver Crown races? That is something that is up in the air. If the World of Outlaws schedule or my schedule next year allows for it, we will. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I had a blast making my debut in a Silver Crown car, and it was a lot of fun. So I would love to do some in the future, but it's not up to me. We will see. Jill's baking, so the alarm's going off, so don't mind us. Let's see. Are you going to run a midget at Chili Bowl? Yes, I am. I'm driving for Rusty Coons in the Environ Fab team. I think it's RMS, so really excited to race for him. It's a really good car, Chili Bowl winning car, so looking forward to that for sure. Looks like we're having a Chili Bowl. They announced it's going to be on Flow Racing, and I know it's limited fans, but I'm really happy we're still going to be able to race that. So cross our fingers and it stays that way. What is your connection with Jeff Gordon? Jeff Gordon, I met at the Chili Bowl 2 years ago at the Hard Rock Casino at the bar after the races, and we just hit it off. We started talking and had a couple cocktails at Rico, and he's like, yeah, man, I really want to help you out, and was able to make that Exalta sponsorship happening. And then when we won every race that we entered in, that kind of catapulted us to me getting an opportunity in the truck. So it's been pretty cool. You guys going to race at Fremont? That's not up to me. If the World of Outlaws have a race there, I'll probably be there. I heard that we might be coming back, but I'm not sure. Mason, I'm doing good, man. How about you? All right, so Michael Fleming, he's dropping the bomb, already, but that's something I want to talk about. So I didn't want to do it right off the bat to gain some more people, but we will talk about why I left JJR and going somewhere else, and kind of what my goals, future plans are, and stuff like that. So just stay put. I'm going to try to gain some more people here. I'll let people get a chance to see on social media. I just posted here, a minute or two ago. So just want to make sure everything's good. I'll pull up some stats too on World of Outlaws website and just kind of compare what separates us from the champions and stuff like that. So let's see, driver points. Can you say Woo, yeah. I'm not gonna go crazy like that. If I had a cocktail or two, maybe. But are you gonna be racing the Xfinity Series in the future? That is not up to me. That costs a lot of money. Um, it's one of those things. I'm just along for the ride. Whoever's got a seat for me, I'll drive it. But the NASCAR business is very tough. If I don't get your guys' questions, I apologize. If you could do a paid question and it comes highlighted and it'll pop up, but I will try to get to as many questions as I can. But do not be mad at me if I miss one because I'm going to try my best. Will Big Game switch to Kistler engines? That is, I don't know. We'll find out. That's top secret stuff. Lucas would like to see the Go Muddy car again. So we're going to have the bright black with the bright neon orange next year, like Big Game has always had. Todd Queering does not own Big Game tree stands or GoMuddy.com anymore, so we can't have those on the car. But we will have the OG colors, as you could say, and I'm really excited for that to bring back the orange. I thought the CJB cars with Big Game and Go Muddy on it always looked awesome, so really looking forward to that. Let's see. Congrats on a great 2 years in the 41. Always love seeing you at Jackson and Knoxville Nationals. Hope you are successful in my future. Thank you, John. Appreciate it. John Deere Drew, that is. Fire text response. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. I got my number 6 sprint car in the office on top of my case. So hopefully everything's good with the family, and we'll see you around. NASCAR diecast asks, if you were to wreck someone, who would it be? Man, that's pretty funny. I'm not going to probably answer that just because I don't want to get wrecked, but I'm sure you could guess a couple people that would be on the list. What's your favorite PA track? Hands down, it is Lernerville Speedway. Gotta stay hydrated, guys. All right, so we have our first paid question from Cameron. He says, chances I could buy a visor shield off of you. Cameron, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, but send me a message. I have some. Sometimes I do some giveaways, so maybe we can make something happen. Appreciate the paid question, and we'll definitely do something for you. We'll figure it out. We'll be losing Phil, Nate, and Clyde. Well, John, they are employees of JJR, and I'm no longer with JJR. And I believe they're trying to keep all those guys together. So not 100% sure, but I think they are. Riot Drive, congrats on the win at Charlotte. At least that was, I'm not sure the end of that sentence, but thank you, man. I appreciate it. Will you be racing Bristol on dirt this year? So that is something that is high on my list. I would love to race a cup car at the dirt race at Bristol, but worst case scenario, I would like to run a truck. But I heard, it's not official yet, but I hear we might be running sprint cars there. So really excited to race on Bristol no matter what car it is. But hopefully I could get in on one of those NASCAR races. Would be really, really cool because it's the first time it's ever been done at Bristol with NASCAR, and I think I would have a shot to win no matter what series it's in, just from my experience with dirt. So we'll see. Savage said, what a great season, man. Do you play iRacing? If you do, if so, do a live stream playing it. Well, you must not have been around through the pandemic and this off season, but I did a lot of iRacing. I have a WR1 simulator, and I streamed quite a bit. I did all those races for TV for CBS Sports Network and FS1. So I streamed nearly every time I did a World of Outlaw race and stuff like that. So stay tuned for this off season for me to be doing that some. I'll be pretty busy this off season, but still plan on doing it. That's hilarious. You can see Jill working in the kitchen there. Me too? That's awesome.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah. Got Jill working in bacon and stuff like that. So don't mind her. Let's see. Who's the crew chief on the new ride? The crew chief is Cody Jacobs. He was crew chiefs with Tim Schaefer on that 49X car, and then this was his first season being the crew chief for the #2 Big Game Motorsports car. So looking forward to that. He's a couple years older than I am, so really looking forward to it. Yeet says, "What's your go-to drink at Dingus?" Man, I'm always been a Captain and Coke guy, but then I like Crown Apple and Cranberry. But I really like the Chuck Norris's at Dingus, so I'm gonna go with Chuck Norris. It's a shot, but I drink it like a drink, and it's really good. Hayden Roth asks, "What is your opinion on Larson going back to NASCAR?" I mean, good for him. He's one of the most talented people in the world as a race car driver, and he deserves it. It was just a matter of time till he went back. But, Jeff Gordon and him got hooked up, and now he's at Hendricks. So good for him. Hopefully I could be a teammate one day. That would be really cool. Holy moly. We got a lot of questions that I'm way behind on. Let's see. I mean, I'm pretty happy with Larson going back. If I'm going to race sprint cars 80 times a year, I would rather have, Larson not sprint car racing in it, because it just gives me more opportunities to win. But I'm not scared to race against Kyle Larson. I think I beat him 5 or 6 times, like feature wins when he was there. So, I mean, yeah, he won more outlaw races than I did. But, I think I probably have won the most races against him all year long. Michael, yeah, hell yeah, CJB car orange and black that you ran at Knoxville for Perfect 500. That was definitely the best color scheme. So it probably won't be the bright orange like the whole car, but it's going to be really subtle, nice, and pop, and really looking forward to it. We got Blackbeard working on stuff right now, so really excited for that. Alexis asks, "What's your favorite track in Ohio?" My favorite track in Ohio, that's tough to say. We don't really race in Ohio anymore, so I'd have to say Eldora. We go to Attica once, barely go to Fremont. I was a big Limaland fan, so Limaland would be my favorite, but we haven't been there since, I think, 2014. So, yeah, Ethan, I'm drinking water out of a wine glass. It's actually my cup. You can't see it, but it says groomsman and my name and stuff like that. I think it's from my wedding. But usually I drink lemon water with ice in it, but the ice has melted, and we don't put lemon in the actual lemon because of COVID. We don't want to be drinking any bad stuff. But yeah, keeping it classy, guys. We got to keep it classy here at the Gravel Residence. Or I call it DG's crib. I thought I saw a good question there, but I missed it. You made several comments about having a good engine in tonight. Did you just like the feel, or did it make it more power than others? We had one that was just the best performer all year long and last year that we won Knoxville with, but we made a twin engine from it, and for some reason we just liked this other one, but even though we made a exact replica of it. So I don't know. We'll see. Kayla says, Taryn Pop on the voice. She's awesome. Chuck Norris is my favorite. Kayla says hello to Jill. But yeah, Taryn Papa, guys, if you guys are watching The Voice, that is my wife's sister. So check that out. She is still on the show. She got picked on Team Blake. She went through the battle round, I believe it's called, and she lost to a trio, which is the only duet or trio on the whole show. But Blake saved her, so she's still on the show. She has a 4-way knockout round coming up next week, I believe. So we're going to need your guys. No, maybe it's 2 weeks. Maybe it's 2 weeks. But when she's on, she's going to need your guys' fan votes to stay on the show. So hopefully the racing crowd could help us out there. When the alarm went off, I thought my pickup was about to blow up since I just picked it up from the shop. Nice, Brian. No, that's just Jill doing some cooking over there. Devontae says, how will transferring to the 2 team be? I don't know. We'll see. So I'll do it kind of in order and go from there. But I'm just going to skim through all these, and then I'll kind of talk about certain topics, and then we'll go from there. Braden says your dash draw ability sucks. I agree. but at least I pulled a good one at Charlotte the first night, so I'll take that. Do you believe you'll have the succession? I'm guessing successful. Will you have the succession on your move like you did in the JJR 41? And how hard was the decision to move on from the JJR 41? Thank you. Wish you the best. Stay safe out there. Thank you. You never know how these situations are going to go, if they're going to go good or bad, if you swap teams, if people are going to gel or not. So I believe in myself and my ability and think I could perform with any team that has good equipment. So we'll just have to wait and see. Both teams are very strong, and I'm sure JJR will be successful, and hopefully I will be too. What track do you look forward to the most next year? If we're racing Bristol, definitely Bristol. What car did you start out racing? I started in quarter midgets. What are you having for dinner? I had some grilled chicken marinated by me, some peppers and onions sauteed up, and then some teriyaki rice, and it was good. So, have you ever heard of the Burmeister Racing 16? Yes, I have. They parked next to me at Kokomo. I ran the All-Stars for 4 years, and Brian Sabito drove it a lot when I raced there. Are you still sim racing? I will be this off season. I haven't all year long just because I'm busy, but COVID I did, and then this off season I will. Cameron, I messaged your personal Facebook about the Shield. All right, sounds good, buddy. I appreciate it. I will get back to you, and we'll get it handled. Promise you that. Have you ever driven a UMP style modified or late model? I have not. Can you bring back the Superman celebration? Man, I got a lot of flack for me celebrating. People thought I was showboating. People didn't like the dab. Some people love the dab. Some people love the Superman. So, I mean, I like the Superman because it's kind of cool. So we'll see. Brody's asking if you made a decision on what he asked you at Charlotte. I have not yet, but actually, I have no suits at all. So if you're looking for a suit, maybe ask JJR because they have them all. Didn't get to keep one, so I don't have any to give anybody. How long did you race out of Randy Kaler's shop? I raced out of there. I don't even think it was a full season, or maybe it was a full season. We were still traveling back and forth to Connecticut, and just once we hired a crew chief, he lived in Indianapolis, so we moved everything out there. Would you be upset if Charlotte was removed from the schedule? So when World Finals happens and it's all normal, I think World Finals is an awesome event. They put new dirt on it this year, and obviously that was a wrong move. So they're going to have to put another form of dirt on, and hopefully we could come back next year with the World Finals with all 3 divisions. And, there's 25,000 people, and it's just a blast. You get to see people you don't see all year, and I don't hope it's off the schedule. The May race is typically not very good, but the World Finals weekend is usually a lot better. Are you going to race more NASCAR? That is not up to me. I have nothing right now funded, so if something comes along, maybe, but we take it one day at a time. Right now, I know I'll be in a sprint car a lot next year, and really looking forward to that. Are you interested in doing a personal sponsorship affiliate deal? We own Raw X natural and organic green juice and personal care products. You guys eat like crap on the road. I can help. I'm definitely interested. I haven't really done too much personal sponsorship, but that's something I'm very interested in, and that's why I'm building my brand, building my social media, because no matter who I drive for, I want to show people I'm marketable, personable, and gain that following on social media and build my brand, build my online store. So those are all goals I work towards and plan to keep on building that for years to come. And that's my goal. So definitely give me a message and we could talk about it. Taylor enjoyed the return to Houston. Yeah, the first night they did an amazing job on the track. The second day, it obviously took rubber and blew a lot of tires, but they're going to learn the track. They're going to get more equipment that they have from Jackson, and they'll do a better job going forward. So I'm really looking forward to going back to Houston, and especially since my boss owns the place. Which do you like better, Wilmot or Hopstop? Definitely Wilmot. Hopstop has been a very good track to me, but definitely like Wilmot better. When it gets wide and gets a cushion up there and you could run the bottom, it's a really fun and unique place. Are we going to get a fluorescent orange paint scheme back on the 2M? Yep. If you just came in now, yes, I will have the fluorescent orange back. Really looking forward to having something cool that's going to pop and bring that orange back. Because that red they had was okay, but nothing beats that bright orange. David, who's driving the 41 sprint car? Yep, people have answered that. Carson Macedo. All right, so I'll get on the topic, kind of what my title was, what I put on social media, but people are asking why did I leave JJR or why did I make the change? It was kind of a mutual decision. You know, Philip is going to be owning the racing portion of the team coming this year, and there's going to be a transition going through. This past year, obviously, we had 2 cars. Philip was setting up 2 cars, and you know, under the JJR banner, you know, it is a lot about Jason Johnson Racing, and I was just trying to do something that would better my brand, my image, just keep trying to build myself up, my own merchandise, things like that. Me and Phil got along great. Bobby was a very easy boss to work for. I think we had 2 great years with no drama and just racing, having fun, worrying about winning races and doing what we need to do. So, as you know, JGR is not the highest funded team. So I was looking for a position I could get compensated a little bit better. And what else? Let's see. Oh, yeah, the funding part. So I only could bring so much sponsorship. I bring JRC transportation, along Weichert's Livestock, High Performance Lubricants, Walker Performance Filtration. So I brought all those people along. And then with the transition, we lost a couple sponsors, and it put us in a position that was somewhat vulnerable to continue going and pay our guys. So it was something that Carson could bring some help with his people, and I couldn't bring as much. And it just kind of works out for him and works out for me. I'm going somewhere that is extremely well funded. Sorry, we got dog barking, oven going off, but we got a 16-year-old deaf Pomeranian, so bear with us.
He's wonderful.
But anyway, so I was able to get an opportunity. So people don't know, but I was actually offered a contract last year to make a change with somebody, and turned it down because I wanted to stay with Phil and JJR. So they heard he's wonderful from you. Yeah, so I had a contract with somebody with Big Game Motorsports with a different crew chief at the time, and I turned that down and just wanted to keep working with Phil and keep building the thing up. And, you know, I thought this was just the right timing with the transition going on. And for me, I can't tell a team and commit and say, hey, I'm going to run the World of Outlaw Tour 100%, no matter what, I'm going to do it. So having to go to a team that is flexible on schedule and doesn't have to run, doesn't have to run a certain schedule. We could pick and choose. We could race 100 times. We could race 50, whatever it is. Todd is willing to work with me, and Todd is willing to run any schedule we want. JJR has to run the World of Outlaw Tour to get that points fund money, to get that tow money for their budget to work. So this is just in a little bit different financial position for me personally and for the team. So those are kind of the reasons. There's no hard feelings with anybody. Obviously, we had success, so that's not the problem. But I feel, Big Game Motorsports provides very fast race cars every year with top-notch equipment. And like I said, the flexibility, building my brand, and a little bit better pay, is what it comes down to. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you how it is, guys, because that's why I do these things. And, I'm just going to be honest with my fans. just like I hope they would be with me. So obviously we don't get into the nitty gritty of everything, but just give you an understanding. Everybody asks me why, and that's kind of why. What happened to Dietz Motorsports? So Dietz Motorsports and Parker Price Miller were teamed up. They end up splitting. So Dietz Motorsports, since that happened, Phil's putting all his eggs in one basket with Jason Johnson Racing. He's going to become the owner. So he gets his dream to be a team owner, but he's going to keep his cousin's name going with Jason. So it's something that he's always dreamed about. He's deserved. He's a hardworking guy, and hope him nothing but the best. Let's see. Love your new T-shirts and hoodies. Appreciate it, Tony. Thank you. So I got all my apparel from Charlotte shipped home here. 9 boxes of stuff. We will have probably 20 different items that haven't been on the website posted tonight or tomorrow. So please check out davidgravel.com, our online store, where we have a lot of new things. So hopefully you guys like it. We're going to have even more new stuff coming for the holidays, so stay tuned. We'll have Black Friday deals. We'll have Christmas deals. So just keep your eye out. Check everything out. As long as you are driving with World Ballas, at least some of the time, we are happy up in Canada. Thank you. So no matter what, I'm going to be in a sprint car a lot, and it should be a lot of fun. What number will the big game car be? It'll be number 2. So Cole, the scheme will be released. I'm not sure. We'll hopefully get renderings in a couple weeks, and then we'll start working on releasing that and getting apparel rolling. So how old were you when you started quarter midget racing? I started when I was 6, 1999, I believe. I was born in 92, so I think I was like 6.5 going on 7. But race then, been racing ever since. So good thing my parents got me started. Would you ever consider a pavement sprint car racing, perhaps a little 500? That race seems pretty cool. Definitely got to stay out of trouble. It's pretty interesting with that small track and that many laps, but definitely I'm interested. We'll see. Like I said, I'm open to anything. That's why I wanted to run that Silver Crown race, show people I'm versatile, show people I'll hop in anything and compete. So how can I get a top wing cap that says gravel? I messaged JJR, but no response. That's something you have to contact JJR. Actually, we don't have nose wing caps. That is just a wrap on there. So it's just a vinyl white decal that goes over the front, and actually they don't run them. What's up, David? It was a pleasure getting to know you with JJR, meeting you in Lake Ozark. I hope you liked the jambalaya at the inaugural JJR Classic. Yeah, jambalaya is good. The JJ Classic was great for me last year, so excited to go back to Lake Ozark here next year, and especially for the JJR Classic. What track did you like the best in California? Hanford. Are you going to drive more races with GMS next year? I'm not sure. NASCAR by the numbers. That is not up to me. We will see. You never know. David, would you like to drive the number 57 of Paul Silva one day? Yeah, I would like to for sure. But, if Kyle Larson's racing a sprint car, that's probably the only guy be driving it. But right now I'm focused on the 2 car with Cody Jacobs and Big Game Motorsports. My next race is probably going to be Chili Bowl. I'm driving for Rusty Coons. Looking forward to that. Full-time tour or partial. Right now we are full-time. We'll be full-time on the Outlaw Tour as of right now, but things could always change, but that's our plan. We'll be sure to still do more onboard footage together. Cameron, I'm down, man. I appreciate everything you do for me, and I plan on seeing you at the races every time you're there. Will you be changing chassis and motors? No, same chassis. We got Morrison engines, Maxim chassis right now. So they got some good equipment. Have you ever given thought driving a late model like the Snowball Derby or Nashville 400? I don't know. I only tested a late model at Hickory one time, but that's my only experience. But I think it'd be silly for me to go to one of the biggest races in that type of racing. I think I'd get my butt kicked. So, I don't know. Does Lawrenceburg rank in your top 10 or not. It used to, but not anymore. It's extremely rough going into the corners. They got some I don't know, some whoops going in there. Never was like that. And really liked the track when I raced there in 2010 probably, but ever since then, it's getting rougher and rougher every year. We weren't able to race there this year, but I always used to love going there, but it's not top 10 anymore. Rico Abreu, he's the champion of the Chili Bowl. I mean, Kyle Larson's the champion of the Chili Bowl, then Christopher Bell, and before that was Rico. So, he's good there, that's for sure. What's your favorite track generally? Knoxville, Lernerville. Those are my two favorites. Kokomo is a fun place, man. I had a lot of fun there this year. Hopefully, we get to go back every year. Very unique place and a lot of fun. So, yeah, there was a hole off of 2 at Kokomo, and there was a lot of grip there. So you just hit that hole and easy to pop a wheelie. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted that picture. I was on one wheel for a split second there. It was definitely a little sketchy. With the amount of high-paying purses late model racing has, how motivated would you have been to hop in with the right team? It's definitely something that's a possibility, but definitely would like to get some practice before I hop in at a big race. But if we didn't have COVID, sprint car racing would have a lot of big paying races this year. So I'm really looking forward to next year, and I think it'll be the highest, paid purses overall next year. Like the most available money to win will be next year in the history of sprint car racing, I believe. Have you ever run a 270? Yep, I ran 250 rookie class for a year and then 270s for a year. How do you like Husitz? It's a lot of fun. What's your favorite track in CT? Ever go to Thompson? Yeah, I've been to Thompson. Favorite track? I mean, I'm going to go with Silver City Quarter Midget Club. That's where I started my sprint car career with quarter midgets in Meriden, Connecticut. So I'm going to go there. Jacksonville, Illinois. I think that's a midget track. Sprint cars are a little bit too big there, in my opinion. So it's all right. It's fun. They have a great crowd every time we come. Very supportive fans. So I appreciate the fans in that area. But to me, just a touch small for sprint car racing. Kyle Larson, he has been running sprint cars and late models. Yes, he has, Lucas. Did you ever think about starting your own team? Not really. It's a lot of work. I live in Florida, and before that, I lived in Connecticut. So I would have to relocate to like Indiana or something like that. And I just don't think that's something I'm interested in. It's definitely worth for a driver to just focus on racing and if somebody came along with a big sponsorship that would help pay for a lot of it, maybe, but it's a lot of risk on my end and a lot more work and responsibility where I feel like if I just focus on driving the race car, I'm going to do the best that I could do. What sprint car driver / NASCAR driver do you idolize? Growing up, it was Dale Earnhardt Jr. He always was cool. I always loved his Oreo car back in the day, and AC Delco, stuff like that was really, really cool. But, then obviously Jeff Gordon. If you've seen pictures of me in his like replica car when I was younger, you got to respect guys. But AJ Foyt is somebody I think he's probably the best race car driver ever to win in everything that he did. I think he's the best to ever do it. And as sprint cars, it was Lance Dewease. I respected a lot at a young age, just like the way he carried himself and the way he drove. People like that. Thoughts on Peavey? It's a fun track. When it's right, man, it's one of the best tracks you could race at. Just sometimes they struggle that place taking rubber. You should get on Dale Jr. download. That is not up to me, guys, but if you follow Dale Jr. and you're watching his stuff, throw my name out there. Tell him you want me on the show. What do you do in your off season besides iRacing? So I have a Mustang, and I'm really big into cars. My passion off the racetrack is street cars, performance cars, stuff like that. So I drag race my Mustang, not very often, less than I wanted to, but definitely this off season I will be doing that some. So definitely working on my cars. I go to car meets. Pretty much I spend all my extra money. My hobby is on cars. I grew up in a body shop, and that's just my passion, guys. After sprint car racing or circle track racing, I'll definitely probably be involved in the car world somehow. Always nice to see you at Wilma. I always stop by, say hi, as it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Hope to see you again next year and talk again. Thanks for the selfie after the race. No problem. I love the Wisconsin fans. They're awesome. Love Wilmot, love Beaver Dam, love Cedar Lake. So always excited to go in that area. How did you meet Bill Rose, and how important was he to your career? I met Bill Rose just racing around Indiana and World of Outlaws, and he broke his arm and got an opportunity to get in his car with Ray Capello at JRC Transportation, and they made it happen. And it was definitely instrumental. We ran good on the West Coast in front of Dennis Roth, and my big shot at sprint car racing was to drive for Roth Motorsports. So it definitely was a big part. What part of Florida are you in? I live in West Palm Beach, Florida. Been here for 2 years now. Jill has family here, and get to enjoy the off season with sunshine and go in the pool and do some drag racing. TFAB says Bradenton, the closest drag strip. No, there's Palm Beach International Raceway. It's in, I think, Jupiter or Palm Beach. It's like 20, 25 minutes from my house. And they have a road course there too also. So I've been there 2 or 3 times for track rentals and plan on going there again. But Bradenton's a couple hours, but we're good right here with PBIR. So it's nice and convenient. I can drive my car to the track and back on slicks, and it's no problem. So why are you moving to a different sprint car? If you're obviously you joined in late, I kind of talked about that a little bit, but just an opportunity to build my name, build my brand, go to a team that is financially stable 100%, and just trying to build a home for years to come. Somebody's going to be in the sport for a long time, and that's what I'm looking forward to: building my name, build my brand, well-funded team, and hopefully build a relationship for a long time. Would you rather race Eldora or Knoxville? I would say Knoxville, but I would take either. Real-life slide jobs versus everyone's idea of a slide job in iRacing. Yeah, I mean, iRacing's not real life, so slide jobs don't hurt on iRacing, but if they go wrong, they hurt in real life. So, and you're going to wreck equipment, cost yourself money, cost yourself finishing or not. So Rob says move to Minnesota. I could guarantee you I will never move to Minnesota my entire life. I could bet you that. No disrespect to Minnesota, but after you live here in Florida, you don't want to go somewhere where it's cold. What driver is your closest friend on the World of Outlaw Tour? I would say Brad Sweet, and then Carson Macedo, Sheldon Hanschild, Jacob Allen, Logan Schuhart. They're all pretty equal. Racing recorder. Do you know Cletus McFarland? Yes, I know him. Been subscribed to his channel for a long time. Trying to get in on this race this weekend, but I'm getting no love. So if you're on his stuff, throw a comment in. Tell David Gravel should be there. He's a badass driver. Throw that in for me. So maybe he'll give me a call. Do you believe Kyle Larson was cheating at all this year, Jim John? I don't think so. I mean, he's really good at what he does. They've been able to focus on sprint car racing solely. And, I think that he won quite a bit of outlaw races, but a lot of the races he won were PA Speed Week, Ohio Speed Week, Midget Week, which are all pretty hard events to win. But he's that good. The team's that good. I would have liked to seen if he raced with us every single race to see how that would have played out. He swept weekends. He would have for sure won more races than anybody else. But I would have just liked to seen how it would be for him to race night in, night out with us and not take weekend off or not go against, local PA guys, stuff like that. Let's see what else we got here. Have a close friendship level with Larson. I'm pretty good friends with him. After the races on Saturday, we went to a shop and had a good time. But I've known him since 2010, probably. We're the same age. He got to do the USAC and non-wing stuff more, and then he got to go to NASCAR. But we've been pretty close. Everybody knows you're going to be one of the guys to be on the tour for years to come. Thoughts on Sheldon's rapid development? Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it. This year, he had leaps and bounds of an improvement this year, but it was a shortened season, so this was just an odd year to begin with. But he showed lots of speed and got to close out a lot of races this year. So, he's definitely be a force to be reckoned with going forward. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. World of Outlaw Series needs another Steve Kinser to take his place. You are the person to do that. Talented, young, and got drive and desire. Keep it up. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it. There's never going to be another Steve Kinser. I feel like Donnie Schatz is that guy, but after Donnie leaves, there needs to be another guy in charge. So Brad's trying hard, and I'm trying hard. So we've won pretty close to equal amount of races, but Brad's a two-time champion. But that's why I'm trying to build a relationship with somebody that I could stay with the same team for years to come. Because I think if I stay with the same team like Brad has the last 10 years, that I would be able to outperform them. But it's one of those things, 2 years with JJR, 3 with CJB, a half a season with Destiny, 1 year with Roth, so I haven't been in the same car very long, and that's what I'm trying to work towards. Let to the party. What's your next move or new ride for next year? So I'm driving for Big Game Motorsports, number 2 car. As of right now, we'll be racing the World of Outlaw Tour, maybe some Silver Crown stuff, maybe a couple NASCAR dirt races. Not exactly sure, but we'll take it one day at a time and go from there. What was your favorite car to race in? Braden asks. That's hard to say. Throughout my career, I was a teenager, a young kid, turning into an adult, and now I'm an adult. So, it's hard to pick one. I would go back to say racing in the 89G and our own team, having the pride in that, doing a lot of work and keeping that thing going and winning World of Outlaw races with the team from Connecticut was really cool. Obviously, when we won 18 races with CJB, that was awesome. And then last year was a great season with JJR. So it's tough to pick one. I've been fortunate enough to win some really cool races and hopefully more to come. How much respect do you have for Steve, Sammy, and Wolfgang for as tough as it's going cross country back in the day? Yeah, I mean, they raced over 100 times a year in dualies, and then they got motorhomes, but they definitely had a lot rougher than us, but back then they didn't know any different. So they were racing for cash back in the day for the same purses we are today. So those guys were making some serious money in the 80s and early 90s, and they definitely had it the best. Those were the glory years, having tobacco companies and beer companies and lots of corporate sponsors supporting sprint car racing. So I'm jealous of them. And like I said, at that time, they didn't know any better. Rusty, why did I leave JJR? I've talked about that once or twice so far. So after this stream is done, you could go back and watch the beginning of the video. But I touched a couple points there. Just don't want to keep repeating myself just because there's so many questions to get to, and I want to talk about a couple other things. Favorite Michigan track? Hartford, I think. I like Hartford. It's the one that they changed the configuration like 8 times, but I think so. Guys, if I don't get your questions, I apologize. If they're extremely important, you could make a small donation and your question pops up highlighted and I can answer it right away. But literally the live chat just keeps going and I'm going to miss people. So I apologize. Legit boss. Yes, I'm driving for Rusty Coons and Environ Fab, the RMS team. I'm looking forward to it. They're a very, very good team. So Logan says, "Why are you so bad at Fortnite?" From Cody Key. Because I don't play. I have a life. That's all he does is play Fortnite, and I don't play Fortnite anymore. If I play video games, it's Call of Duty. But I don't think I've been on Xbox in like 6 months. Thoughts on the new Mustang? Is there a new Mustang? Are you talking about the new GT500? Right now, the Mustang looks the same. Or are you talking about the Mach-E, the SUV electric vehicle? Would you come back to Australia? Yeah, at some point. Just right now, the off season goes by so fast. There's just not much time for me to enjoy myself, recharge the batteries. So that's just the reason why I don't. When you run World Finals at Charlotte and you race in February at Volusia, it goes by so fast. Logan, I know. I got to give Cody a hard time. Will you be coming down to BAPS? I will not. What's your impression of the Arca race as you entered this past season? Did you enjoy it? Would you like to do some more? Yeah, I would like to do some more. Being my first stock car race, being at Daytona, not messing with any of that stuff ever in my life. It was definitely interesting. I made a couple mistakes early on to put me mid-pack, and then when the big crash happened, I got into it and ripped the right side of the car off, and just had to fix that all night long. So, wish I could redo it, but what do you expect? I never been in one before. The Mach-E, yeah, it's cool. It's weird that a Mustang's going to be like a crossover SUV, but the world is changing. How much input do you have on race day chassis setup? I'm definitely pretty involved. I feel like I've learned a lot in the last couple of years to really give good feedback, but I'm not the crew chief. So the crew chief's that's his job, and I'm going to worry about driving the car. But if I think I could help out getting the car closer, that's what I'm going to do. But it's all about giving good feedback and being on the same page as your crew chief. Holiday, paid question, appreciate it, buddy. And iRacing's tragic slide job. Stay awesome, David. Is a racer's prerequisite of a job description. Don't hit anything ever. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'm going to go with you're always going to hit something at some point, no matter if it's iRacing or real life. It's just the way it is. We're human. We make mistakes, but obviously people in iRacing drive way more aggressive than they do in real life. And it's just a part of video games. But thank you, man. I appreciate it. I hope I answered your question and understand it correctly. But thank you. Where is your new team working out of? They're out of Minnesota, right near Jackson. But they're going to be there during the winter time, and then we'll kind of be in the Midwest mostly all year long. To go around in a circle, NASCARs aren't too hard, but it's the aerodynamics, the dirty air, the drafting, using a spotter, stuff like that. It says your connection is unstable. Could you guys still see me? What's that one on? Can you turn that off? The Wi-Fi. You guys could still see me? Okay, good. Sorry, it said my connection went bad. But what were we talking about? Where's the team? They're in Jackson, Minnesota. Sorry. Let me see. So now everybody said, yep, I'm good. Now I got to scroll back up. Do I own a truck? If you mean NASCAR truck, no, I do not. But I own a F-150. That's my daily driver. Oh, somebody's asking me about NASCARs. How are they compared to sprint cars? I would say a sprint car might be a little bit harder to handle on a slick track, but for me, NASCAR vehicles, trucks, Arcas, whatever, we're just extremely unique because I haven't raced an asphalt since I was a little kid. Have no experience with fender racing, so there's just so many new things for me to learn in a short period of time with no practice and no qualifying that the odds were against me. So, but when I went to test at Texas in a truck, I went out there and it was up to speed in a few laps, and that's kind of hard to do in a sprint car. Favorite track in Central PA, Grandview. Let's see. What's your thoughts on Logan and Shark Racing? I mean, Logan's a very talented kid. Shark Racing made huge improvements this year, so they're going to be tough to deal with, that's for sure. I respect the fact that when the guys are working on the car late at night after a race, you're out there with them. Yeah, so I'm not out with them every single race or at the car wash every night, but I am a good amount of the time. And usually my job is to get everything into the bays or out of the bays, dry some stuff off, and find dinner. Try to get either pizza delivered or figure out, ride the scooter down the road to the nearest McDonald's or Taco Bell to get them food. So I try to do what I can to make them happy. What's your least favorite track on the World of Outlaw Tour? Probably Chico. What will you enjoy this winter, and will you get to practice at Jackson Hughes Extra since Todd owns them? Can't wait to watch you 5 out of 6 days that week and next weekend at Cedar Lake. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that week and the following weekend. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll be able to practice whenever we want. Obviously, the winter time, the tracks are useless because there's so much snow, but I'm sure we'll be there. Do wings from short tracks differ from long tracks? No, we typically run about the same wing everywhere. Weichert's Livestock coming with you to your new team? I hope so. We don't know yet. I talked to Todd for a little bit. He has some decisions to make, so I hope so. It's always cool to have that iconic name on every race car I drive. I'm not coming to BAPS. Sorry, buddy. Are you running the full World of Outlaw schedule? As of right now, I believe so, but we're planning on it. How do purses get paid out, split between driver and owner? So all the purse goes to the team, and then whatever you agree upon for percentage, the team will cut you a check, and you're like a self-employed employee. So depending on what kind of deal you make, people make from 30 to 50%. That's kind of the going rate. Rob, snowmobiling is fun. I like to do it once or twice a year. I grew up snowmobiling, had a blast. I'm not against it, that's for sure. Do you like racing at Eagle Raceway and I-80? I love it. I wish we could have a weekend where we race Eagle and I-80 back to back on a Friday and Saturday or Saturday, Sunday because they're so close. High banked. I-80 is definitely a great racetrack. So hopefully we get to go there again. Favorite YouTube channels? I'm a big car guy, so I don't follow too many. But Cletus McFarland, 1320 video, people like that. Do you like racing at Grays Harbor? I lost it. In Elma, yeah. Is that the? No, I think I like Willamette the best. Right? Don't we run Willamette and then Grays Harbor, or vice versa? But I think I like Willamette the best. If that's the short track with the pretty high banking and we park on the backstretch, that's my favorite out there. All right, got a paid question from Mason Hill. Love the vlogs and racing. By far my favorite driver. Do you know where Madsen is going, and how do you like Devil's Bowl in Texas? I have no idea where Madsen's going. Hopefully he could find a good competitive ride. Devil's Bowl in Texas is a fun racetrack. Man, that place will not let me win a race. We were so close a couple times this year, and it's a bummer, but it's a fun, iconic track that typically has a race that pays 20,000 to win. So hopefully I could win one there. Another paid question. Appreciate it. Troy Turpin. Was Larson a little too reckless at times making passes? For example, on Schuhart at Knoxville. What was your view overall of his driving? So Kyle Larson has been a go-getter, no fear, doesn't care if he's going to tear it up. He just wants to win races, and that's how he's been his whole career and his whole life. He's a guy that will probably win the most races every year in a car, but there's going to be consequences of wrecking sometimes. I would like to see if he ever ran for World of Outlaw points and see where he would stack up at the end of the year, but Do I think he's reckless? I wouldn't say reckless, but he is on the ragged edge 24/7, and his edge is just that much higher than everybody else's. So you just kind of know what you're getting with him. And when he only raced 20 or 25 times a year, he was in a totally different mindset. He was just there to win, and that's it. This year he had to run 60 times or whatever, so he couldn't wreck cars every night, or they wouldn't have any cars left. So that's just kind of Kyle Larson's style. I was glad to hear you did well right where I live in Charlotte in the sprint cars. Confined to my bed, or I would get out watching. Brother, good luck with your new ride. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it. How hard is life on the road? It's pretty hard for the crew guys. I don't have it as hard as those guys, but they got to stay on the road at all times. I could fly home every month if I want to, and it's definitely a lot different for me than the crew guys. But it's not easy. You got to sleep in a hotel room with the same person you're working with every day, and you don't get to eat the best food and stuff like that. So it's not easy. My favorite chocolate milk right now is Rutter's chocolate milk in PA. If you're in PA, go to Rutter's. It's better than Sheet's chocolate milk. It's very, very good. There's also a grocery store in Connecticut called Stu Leonard's. They make their own chocolate milk, and that's great as well. I saw thoughts on Oswego Speedway. I love it. Wide track, usually gets slick, really good racing. Wish we went back there. Hopefully we do in the future, but love Oswego. Steve says, get that Wheeler Metals rig fired up. I plan on it. I just talked to Chad Wheeler the other day, who builds the WR1 Sim. He builds a great product, and he was able to let me get through the pandemic, so that helped out a lot. Think the Outlaws will ever come back to Fremont? I think so for sure. I think something that's going to happen. I don't know when, but I hope so soon. Do you like racing at Silver Dollar Speedway? I believe I lost it. I live in Chico, and it might be getting shut down soon. Chico is very low on my list. That's for sure. The surface is weird. It's just not a track that suits me very well for whatever reason. So sorry. Favorite track in PA is Grandview. River Cities or Red River Valley? I'm going. That's tough. But Red River Valley was awesome this year. Great racetrack. They did a good job prepping the surface. They're both fun. He'll be their primary sponsor for next season. So we've hired a marketing guy to go out after big corporate sponsors. So right now it's going to be Houston Speedway and Jackson Motorplex. So should be good. Colton asked, what's your favorite MLB team? So when I was younger, I followed Major League Baseball a lot. But when you become an adult, own a house, and have to work for a living, it's so hard to follow all the sports. So I'm a NFL fan #1, NBA #2, and then Major League Baseball #3. But I'm a Red Sox fan. Do you find iRacing setups close to real setups? Nope, not at all. Sorry, guys, if I'm missing your questions. It's hard to keep up. Like I said, if you do that highlighted version, I could answer yours right away, but I'll try to get to them. You could keep asking, and I'll try getting them to them best I can. Where did you have your worst crash? I broke my back at Terre Haute my first year in 410 racing. Cracked my T5 vertebrae, had to wear a back brace for several months. So I would say that would be the worst. Best track in Wisconsin? That's tough. I like Beaver Dam, Cedar Lake, and Wilmot. They're all great. So great fan base, always packed. They're awesome. Favorite track in Minnesota, Wisconsin? I just answered the Wisconsin one, but Minnesota, you guys have to refresh my memory kind of where we race in Minnesota. But that Sauk Rapids place is pretty fun. I'm racing Chili Bowl with Rusty Coons and the RMS Motorsports team. Can you describe the different driving styles you have to use when racing on short bull rings and high-speed half miles? Short bull rings, you just have to be more aggressive. But when it gets real slick and slow, you got to have a lot of finesse for the bottom where I think it's important to keep your momentum up no matter where you're at. So it's one of those things. It all depends on the track, the shape, size, and how much grip there is. So I have a paid question, Dave Kraus. Appreciate it. What's your most memorable race against Terry McCarl? Huh. I don't know if I have a memorable race against them, but I would say when I race micro sprints, we would go down to East Bay to race down there with our 600s, and they would flip flop. It would be wing racing one night, non-wing racing the other night. And I always thought the Big Game Motorsports number 24 was an iconic car, and I think he was pretty good at East Bay, and I think he won a couple races there. So that would probably be my most memorable race at Terry McCarl. Max King, here we go. Question that I was thinking about here. Bridgeport Speedway looks like probably the most fun track this year that has been redone. I hope we get a World of Outlaw race there. It looks awesome. I was sad to see the track go that we raced at last year, but man, I think they knocked it out of the park. I really hope we get to go there. Michael Thomas, or Thompson, sorry, with a paid question. With the NASCAR stuff up near, why not run a true outlaw schedule? So that is something that is possible, but for a team and driver aspect, to race for points is a big benefit in money. And then being able to sell your merchandise in your T-shirt trailer at every World of Outlaw race is a great perk also. So, I mean, to win the points is 150,000. Second place this coming year is going to be 100,000. Third, 75,000. So it's something that is a big benefit for people that go full time. Do you feel they should open up the tire rules again? And what is your one thing rule that you would like to change? Tire rule, I don't know. I didn't get to race when there was an open tire rule, but I think we should put pressure on Hoosier to always build a good product. That's hard to say. One rule that I'd like to change, maybe the weight rule. I'm not sure. It's going up this year, but somehow to keep the cost down. Maybe something on the engines so it doesn't get out of control because our sport is expensive. All right, we have another paid question. Kaysen Highfill, big fan from Arkansas. Several years ago, the World of Outlaws were at I-30. What are your thoughts on the track? So I raced short track nationals there. I had a lot of fun. I ran second, and Jason Sides won that race. So had a lot of fun there. Ripped the top and had a lot of fun. So cool track. It's got a lot of character. And I went down to downtown Little Rock one night, went to a couple bars down there and had a lot of fun. Michael Thompson, thank you. Good luck next year. Appreciate it, bud. Thanks for the support. Thank you guys for everything. This was kind of a last-minute thing, but I think this is my biggest live video on YouTube yet, so I appreciate you guys. Tell all your friends to subscribe, to watch my videos. We're going to do some streetcar stuff this off-season, and then I'll do a Chili Bowl video and stuff like that. So tell your friends and check my Instagram out, Facebook, and Twitter, and hopefully keep you guys occupied this off-season. Just joining in, did I miss your NASCAR list? I'm not sure exactly what that means, but right now I don't have anything with NASCAR. I plan on running hopefully a couple NASCAR races on dirt next year, so we'll see. Don't know what's going to happen, but right now all I know is I'm in a sprint car for a lot of races with a well-funded, good team. If you win your heat, you should only draw 1 through 4. Adam, that is something that I've been wanting to do. I feel as it gives you more incentive to win the heat race. I think if there's an 8-car dash, the winners should draw 1 through 4, and the second place guys should draw 5 through 8. Some people are against it, but I think that is the most fair way to do it. Because say if you quick time, you win your first heat race, and then you draw an 8, but somebody that qualified 8th, ran second in the 4th heat, and they drew a 1. I just don't know if that's fair to me. I think that's the most fair way to do it. Matt, any progress on the Fox Body Coyote? You got to ask my dad. It's been sitting at his shop for, I think, 11 months and waiting to get painted. So once it gets painted, it'll get shipped down here to Florida, and got some things to do with suspension, transmission, and some wiring, and then it'll be ready to go. So Hopefully next off season. I always get optimistic, but it's just part of it. I'm looking forward to all your new merch. Love the Go Money merch from your CJB days. Thank you. We're going to have some bright, awesome stuff coming, guys. Just stay tuned. We got to get a car design first. So we're going to have so many new things posted on our website tonight and into tomorrow. So check out davidgravel.com. Got all sorts of cool stuff. So would you like them to go back to Bristol? Yeah, I think we're going back. I hope so. You're going to be a teammates at Chili Bowl? I believe so. I mean, they're not the same cars, but they're by the same owner, so it'll be parked in the same area. Knoxville is the best track, in my opinion. Volusia, I love Volusia. It's a lot of fun, really fast. When that place gets wide and then the bottom comes in, it's a great place to race at. When your car design is done, send it my way so I can get her done for you again on iRacing. Adam, thank you, man. I'll definitely plan on that. All right, guys. So I only wanted to do this for a half hour, but now an hour and 5 minutes has gone by. But I had a great following with over 300 people at most of the time and sometimes over 400. So I'm going to end it here. Football starts soon. I got to keep the wife occupied. She's got work tomorrow, so got to give her some tender love and care. I'm freshly married, so I got to keep that going. But thank you, guys. If you're following this and watching this live and don't have a YouTube account, try to make a YouTube account and subscribe to my channel. I've kind of tapered off to 12,000 subscribers. I know I don't do a lot of new creative stuff. It's just hard to do it with how busy I am. But hopefully I could gain some new fans and different fans this off season with my car stuff. So we're going to look forward to doing that and doing some drag racing, doing some Mustang stuff, maybe some Viper stuff, and going to Chili Bowl and got a couple weddings. So appreciate you guys. Really excited with Big Game Motorsports this year with Cody Jacobs, Todd Queering. Hopefully we can put that number 2 in victory lane a bunch in 2021. Excited for that bright orange and appreciate you all. So thank you. I try to be different and give you guys a side of me that a lot of other people don't show, and just trying to build my name up, guys, and make you guys all happy. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Peace out.